Good morning. This is Cecil and Blues. Thank you for joining me back at the estate. We are just a few days away from the release of Darkest Dungeon's next expansion, which is called the Crimson Court. As we approach that, I am getting acclimatized to playing on the darkest difficulty, which is normal mode. They renamed them with the release of Radiant mode to Radiant for easy mode, darkest for normal, and then Steigen for the hardcore mode, New Game Plus. And you no longer have to beat the game once in order to access that. But I'm sure you all know that already. Today I don't know what we're going to do actually. We have this archery tournament that triggered at the end of the last episode. We have no bosses to fight. These guys don't want to go to the darkest dungeon. I understand that. We can't really chase after our trinkets in the Weald. We can do that kind of whenever we want, but we'll have to wait until we get a team that's able to deal with that. Do we want to maybe go... I'm tempted to stay focused down on these low-end missions so that we can build up, or so we can spawn a boss without leveling anyone up. That's the strategy you have to use to keep these mid-range heroes functional so that we can fight bosses with them, especially these level 4 guys. Maybe we take a level 3 group into a medium mission? And that'll push them maybe up to 4 and allow us to fight the bosses on a little bit more even footing. I like that. I like that idea. We're going to go into the Weald with kind of a traditional party, I think. No, because look at how many healers we have at rank 4. Maybe we go Shiro, and we could take... What is our group? Well, our abomination isn't going to be much good if we don't get some people who can level up. What? It's suicide? Oh, you're only rank 1. Alright, well, forget you then. Oh, there we go. There's Jericho. Jericho is a man-at-arms. We could also take this Hellion. Maybe we could go Hellion, man-at-arms, and Grave Robber? That's not a bad team. This seems alright. Gotta keep in mind our monetary constraints. Yeah, she's good from the 3rd row. And then here we have a pretty good setup. We don't have any defenses. Maybe we want to take defenses to replace Bolster. But Bolster isn't bad either. We could buff everybody up. And here we've got a lot of front row stuff. Yeah, not too bad. I think this is a workable team. And then we just want to unequip all our trinkets. And we'll see what we can equip. Bleed skill chance. How many bleed skills did we have on her? Just if it bleeds. Maybe not the most valuable trinket. She will be more likely to get stunned, but she'll have more health. You know, I'm actually thinking that bleed chance might be alright, because if it bleeds is useful in this setup. We will take the Rampart Shield. It is my favorite man-at-arms trinket. Blight Resist might be pretty good in this circumstance. Especially if we go out and we give him his dodge, or his cover ability. Then what do we do here? We can give her increased Blight skill for that. No, we don't want to do Blight here. Maybe we just give her some straight damage increasing abilities? What do we got that can do that? I'm not actually seeing a lot of great stuff here. Yeah, these are not a great collection of trinkets for Grave Robber. We could Nope, not melee skills. That's not going to help her. Oh man, this is not great. We could give her improved scouting and trap disarm. Great, okay. I don't want to decrease her accuracy. Whew, yeah, I don't have the stun skill for her, so I don't see any reason to go there. Damage versus Eldritch? I don't know if much in here is going to be Eldritchy. We don't really have any healing items either. I don't know, maybe we take this debuff skill. Does he even have one of his debuff skills? He has Weakening Curse. And, yeah, alright. Okay, that's functional. What about out here? Do we do have someone getting repaired. I think our stress is being managed at a reasonable level. I'm kind of surprised stress isn't just bleeding off on Renaud here. And we recruited people from the stagecoach. Yep, alright. Okay, let's go on this mission and see what we can accomplish. Get some guys to level 4. We're going to take 2 full sets of food. And some keys. Is that all we really need for the wield? Maybe take some bandages. We don't really have anyone that can cleanse anything except for... Well, 2 of our guys can cleanse themselves. Medicinal herbs could get us extra food. We're gonna go with this. We want to be slightly conservative with our spending because money is more of a problem for us, either at this stage of the game or just in general. I honestly can't remember if it's just like if there's more money available in the normal difficulty, or sorry, in the radiant difficulty. So there's less money in this. We have to gather 3 medicines, and this map, I mean, these maps are nice, where it's just go in a straight line and have the success you can have. Okay, 50 gold. It's not a lot of gold, but it's some. We have surprised them. If we spread out our damage, I think we can benefit here. Alright, I've killed 1. Oh! I borked that up. I should have killed that. I didn't think... I thought it would leave behind a corpse, so I thought we could kill it with our occultist. That was a goof. 2 of those things should be dead if I had done things correctly. Instead, they get 1 more round. Alright, good. We dodged it at the very least. Shoot. 3 hit points. What does this do for damage? It killed. I was hoping to give our Hellion a chance to use Adrenaline Rush, which would have removed her bleed. But we'll just use a bandage. Alright, we will have a combat in the next room, but nothing in the hallway. We can search these boxes for items, and heirlooms are once again important to us. Torchlight goes down. Let's see if we can get another surprise in this combat. Alright, pretty nasty group. We did surprise them, though. Let's focus on the back row. It is going to take a pretty considerable effort to kill them, though. More effort than we have, it appears. This is This ain't great. I could kill that, but it's dead in 2 turns. So that doesn't seem right. Let's instead bolster. Maybe we'll get some lucky dodges out of it. So we're going to get some stress in the back row. That's fine. It's not too much yet. When the stress givers like gang up on one person, I get grumpy. Alright, that's fine too. She can cleanse herself, and I probably will do that next turn. 4 damage. Let's go ahead and kill that. Thrown Dagger's probably the better choice here, even though it's way overkill. And then we can Weakening Curse.
Masterfully executed.
There's not really a point to do some healing at the moment. I am going to bolster again, followed by an adrenaline rush. To stretch out this fight a little bit, but especially if we get a couple of dodges out of this, it's gonna feel good. Dang it, that blight again. Let's do Thrown Daggers. It's the best option. Let's Weakening Curse further. And we can start clobbering this front guy. Wow, that does hardly any damage, actually. I'm gonna Adrenaline Rush one more time. Another Groping Swipe. There's a dodge involved. Does no damage, and we finally resisted the blight. We're gonna keep stacking up Weakening Curse on that one as we slowly kill it. I'm gonna go back to bolstering since his mace was doing so little damage to these guys. And then I'm gonna, let's see, that does 7 to 13 versus 4 to 9. So we'll start working on the front guy with a really low damage hit. Maybe it would be a good idea to stun? This guy is doing 0 damage this turn. And then maybe we can stun this one. And that's looking pretty good. Groping Swipe does 0 damage. Not quite gonna get a kill off of this. But maybe, just maybe, with a combined effort,
As the fiend falls,
we can kill everything.
faint hope blossoms.
There we go. That was a fantastic combat.
Remind yourself
Well
that
executed
your
strategies,
slow and insidious killer.
minimal impact on our squad. I'm digging it. I don't see these very often. A Surgeon's Satchel. I don't know if I've ever seen one of these.
A handsome reward
Medicine.
for a task well performed.
Oh, this is our quest item. Right. That's not just a random curio. That's what we're here for.
To the spreading corruption, malformed with misintent.
Alright. So I guess I've never had this particular quest that I can remember. Our light just barely stays lit up. I think you go for the AoEs here, try and eliminate as many of these as possible. Spread out the damage. Did they spawn an ad? Not yet. Not yet. Alright, I think we're good. Okay, 3 damage, 6 damage, 3 damage. So here's what you do. You weaken and curse that one. Put them all at 3 damage. And then you break through.
Press this advantage. Give them no quarter.
Perfection. Alright, let's see what's inside this coffin. Dang it that you don't shovel the coffins. Do you do anything to the coffins? I honestly don't know at this point. What do we got coming up here? We've had really good scouting luck. Given that we don't have a trinket that's absurdly powerful on scouting, it's just 10%. Alright, we have surprised this group as well. We do have her damage for one more round than I would like. So do you start going for the maggots? I think you go for the maggots. I was hoping to get a kill, though. So we'll have to... I don't want a weakening curse on something that's so low on health, but then it doesn't get to act. We can, if it bleeds on the zombie there, and that's, you know, most of the damage is carried by bleed, so it's not going to be as impacted by her reduced damage.
Another one falls.
Our Man-at-Arms delivers as well, so I think that was the best first round we could have hoped for. We got a minus bleed resist? No, stress, increased stress. Alright. What's his blight resistance? Not very high. Let's start doing that then. Because he's got very high protect. And then we can weaken him. Good, good. And our grave robber is stunned. We finally maybe want to do a little bit of healing. And we can stack up if it bleeds. We don't have to worry about buffing her. I think we will buff our party, though. We might have wanted to go for a stun. He's got pretty strong stun resistance, but the Man-at-Arms has got a trinket to help with that. Oh, he's dead next turn. We don't have to do anything. So let's heal. Well, it's a nice strong heal by the occultist. I appreciate it. The Hellion can also buff herself, and we can even heal our Man-at-Arms with an even greater, fairly excessive overheal. And then this guy just erupts into an explosion of blood and poison. Excuse me? Felt like everyone in my team got to go twice in a row. We did pick up an Arbalest trinket. That's not useless. Let's put our Hellion back in the front row. I realize that we don't have as much to do here as... because we don't have Iron Swan, is what I'm getting at. Okay, inventory is full. We may want to camp in the next room as a result of that, since we definitely have other problems coming our way. And it saves us a torch for the moment.
Huddled together. Furtive and vulnerable.
Good, good. How do we want to proceed? Do we have... this prevents nighttime ambush, but it causes stress. We have no other way to prevent nighttime ambush. So the advantage to this nighttime ambush prevention is that it costs 1 less. Which we could then use to increase someone's damage. What other options do we have here? All companions plus 10% damage. That's pretty good. And we could also increase someone's dodge. I like this. Yeah, so we're going to increase someone's dodge. And our last action can be night moves. Good deal.
A blazing star is born.
And we will probably have scouting for the rest of the adventure as a result. We have quite a long ways to go, though. Our next quest location is not anywhere soon, and we're going to be on our last shovel. Coming up ahead, I see. Let's go ahead and start stacking up Blight. This is going to be an interesting one. We cannot, if it bleeds, the front row or the back row, I believe. That certainly helps our situation. Yeah, we cannot if it bleeds the front row. So we'll start working on the Slavering Ghoul. This gargoyle only has 10 hit points, but he's got a high defense. I think we're just going to have to club him to death with our man-at-arms. Maybe you go for a stun, force him back. That worked. That puts him in range of not only... Oh, what? I don't even know what I did there. I thought I was trying to do my abyssal artillery. Okay, that was dumb of me. That's a very high bleed resistance. I don't know why I tried to bleed that target. It'll be dead next turn. It would have been dead next turn regardless. I shouldn't have messed with that. Let's go ahead and do some chain stuns here. And we'll start putting blights on this guy as well. Yeah, that's weird. It shows that it used abyssal artillery last turn, but it targeted the Slavering Ghoul? You can't target these things. So I don't... That was weird. I am confused exactly what happened last turn.
Slowly.
I am less confused about that dodge. I'm also fairly unhappy about it. Because he acted, we get to stun him again. And he's dead. We don't have to do anything to him. Question is, do we want to do anything to him? I'll go ahead and kill him this round. And then we'll heal up. That was useless. So we'll do a buff, and then our Hellion can heal herself if she gets to go with Adrenaline Rush. And then this ghoul will die.
A victory. Perhaps the turning point.
So we got 3 citrines. We also got these busts that we're going to want to make use of. Let's eat this extra food to make room. And we can progress forward. We're probably going to end up throwing away some torches here in a second. I think we have more than enough to get us through the rest of this dungeon, although we are less than halfway through, it looks like. It's a little bit scary when you think about how quickly we burned our shovels. Hopefully there are not too many more thorny thickets in our way. We probably do not want to shovel up anything. 86. We're at 80 light as we enter this room. We'll get scouting. Traps, curios. There is another thorny thicket. Okay, so who's our trapper? 110%? That seems pretty good. We do have the opportunity to use a key here.
A fortune.
Replace the key and money. Do you want to leave the 600 gold behind, or do we want to throw away one of our torches?
The promise of safety.
I think we throw away one of our torches and move on. There was nothing else of danger in this hallway. Combat right away here, and then we'll find out what kind of scouting we get. 17 health is a lot of health, so it's not easy to kill this. But we might be able to do it with a combination of his artillery attack. I'm tempted to do breakthrough here. Okay, and then if we get some good hits with the Abyssal Artillery... Oh, it's the opposite of good hits with the Abyssal Artillery. Alright, let's kill the Cutthroat at the very least. And then we're going to take some damage and get some stress. That's, I think, a basic stress attack in addition to the crit. But we dodged the sniper fire, so that's good. Let's pull him forward. Forces him to use an attack that wasn't very good. I am gonna Adrenaline Rush to clear that debuff. She's debuffed anyway, so...
Destroyed.
There's those crits that I would like at the start of encounters. Alright, we're gonna start with the stun. And then he'll act and clear his stun. If it bleeds, sounds like the best way to deal with him, though it looks like he doesn't have any damage reducers. I may just have our Hellion buff herself next turn. Rain of Whips is going to spread bleeds possibly on the whole team. It did. Well, buff everybody. I don't think there's really much we can do about these bleeds. We only have one bandage. We can cleanse them with our own abilities in a couple of cases. And then I think he just clobber this guy. Kill him.
Cursed champion falls.
We have a replacement shovel, which I appreciate. I'm gonna eat this food on our man-at-arms, take the money, we'll have to leave the journal page behind, and let's bandage our cultist. Have him open this. I probably should have done those in reverse order, actually, because there could have been trapped and it could have given him another stack of bleed. So that was just a tactical error that didn't penalize us. They're testing me. I've got 3 shovels. I mean, why wouldn't you?
Glittering.
All right. We need room for the sapphires.
Paid for in blood.
It's probably the only sapphire we're gonna get, though. I don't really use the Arbalist Bola skill to do movement, so maybe I don't need that. We knew we had this here. We are back down to 1 shovel, and now we need to make room for an actual quest item. What do you do? Portraits or busts? Let's throw away the busts, and we will hope that we don't get more of them.
In Radiance, may we find victory.
No combat here, but scouting we did get. Ooh, okay. Our quest item is not in the next 2 hallways. Got some hunger. Okay, he's gonna steal it. Oh, bad luck for you, buddy. You dirty thief. Stick your hand in this tree as punishment. Deeds, but we're capped. I'm gonna leave him behind. I'm gonna let my money greed take the better of me at this moment. Scouting again. Scouting way ahead. Is that our quest item? Nope. Looks like we might have to go all the way to the end of the dungeon just to complete the quest. Also, for your transgressions, I insist you stick your hand in this tree.
Packs laden with loot.
No problem. I'll even let you drink that holy water. I'm such a nice guy. I just stepped on a trap that I knew was there.
Find that such missteps are the exception. and not the rule.
Oh, it's the blighted giant. What do you do about a blighted giant? Well, we don't want to put blight on him because he's blighted. 15 damage is a little bit more than what Abyssal Artillery can deal. So maybe we just start stacking up Weakening Curse on the giant. And we kill this dog. I can't reach that dog with that, but I can also completely miss with that ability. I misclicked. I meant to kill the dog. And I probably wouldn't have killed the dog, but, you know. Confusion Spores, that's the one that shuffles our party. This party is not really well designed for being shuffled. I hope our Hellion acts first. Good. We can break through. And then I'm still gonna Weakening Curse. It's probably the most important thing I can be doing. We could cleanse this Blight and Bleed, or we could shift ourselves back. Let's shift ourselves back. We can bolster from here. And I think everyone else can fight, so let's bolster. Tree Branch Smackdown deals some damage, but not a crucial amount, really. Alright, now we can fight. We can't deploy our Blight, but we wouldn't want to anyway. So we'll start picking at this giant. We will continue to Weakening Curse him so that Tree Branch Smackdown can't hurt us. We will use our Man-at-Arms to keep buffing our dodge, and we will kill this doggy, leaving just the giant behind. How many more rounds? 2 damage for 1 more round, it's gone.
A decisive pummeling.
Alright, he still has a lot of hit points, so it's not going to be a quick journey. But he is now debuffed to the point of not being a threat if he used Tree Branch Smackdown. We're also dodging a lot. And of course he Confusion Spores as a result. Ha! We resisted your actions. Alright, since he's been debuffed to a pretty strong degree, we'll take a moment, do some healing. And we will get our dodge up to the point that... I mean, that's actually... Oh, okay. 16 dodge from that? It's 24 dodge for some people. It's pretty good. Let's Adrenaline Rush. She's got some health issues. Okay. All that dodge. Her accuracy is down. I don't know where that came from.
Impressive.
Alright, well, he's dead no matter what we do, so let's do Weakening Curse.
The bigger the beast,
And drop him.
the greater the glory.
Oh, it's one of those jute tapestries. They're worth a lot. They are worth more than anything else I have in my inventory. If we get... Okay, I think that was the right call. I think that was the least valuable thing in my inventory. We are going to have to make room for our final quest item coming up here.
The way is lit. The path is clear.
The Old Crone and the Zombie. I love that book. Three damage, 9 hit points. I did not adjust our party, so all we can do here is buff. And why not? Let's do some buffing and debuffing. We all dodged his howl. And then we will just chip away at his health, it looks like. We can make him bleed, because it does, if it bleeds indeed. Overall, I feel like this team has been very strong, that this particular dungeon has not been a threat to them. They have built up a little bit of stress here at the end, and we don't have any way to deal with that, but other than that, I'm not seeing much of a weakness from them. They got shuffled, and it made things slightly inconvenient, but even still, they've got at least some ways to deal with it. Now, this fight was taking a little bit more time than I would have liked. Could have resulted in something dangerous happening. There was the additional bust. That would have taken us to a 6 stack of busts. And inside the old tree is nothing. Our torches are almost run out. We did pick up the final scouting, it looks like. Yep, it's going to take us all the way to the last room. Our quest location is in that very last room. Because of course it is. We got a hunger check, which is fine. Oh, what are you going to touch that for? And we also accidentally used a torch on it. Because I was just planning to use a torch. We are now on our last torch as a result. Rough fights here at the end of this dungeon. Yikes. Oh, goodness. Uh-oh. Alright, well, let's get buff, guys. This is our only chance. I think you start with the Tenacious Crone. You can reach her. An early tree branch smackdown with a frickin' crit.
True test. Hold fast or expire.
I wouldn't have minded a pull there, actually. That would have been very useful. Embrace the dark. Just causes stress, doesn't do damage. Wow, these dodges are coming at us hard. We gotta keep debuffing this guy, or we gotta start debuffing this guy. She can't heal herself from here, which could be incredibly dangerous. Yep. And she got the blight on her. We gotta shift back. She has to Toxin Trickery. This does give her a heck of a buff, but I don't feel like dodging has as much value in this game as it probably should. Alright, Crone is dead. I suppose if it bleeds the giant for the moment, and then the Enchantress will become our new target as we continue to try and debuff this blighted giant after we heal her. Confusion Spores, not cool. Throwing our occultist out of order is no good for anybody. That's the wrong order. We needed our Hellion to go first. So instead we'll focus on trying to increase our dodge. And we'll try and shift him into the third row here over a couple of turns. Good, good. Tree Branch Smackdown at the very least cannot hit her. Alright, we're gonna put 2 people on Death's Door. doesn't give a stun, so he can start healing people again. Good, good, good. Let's kill the occultist. We can start stacking up bleeds again on this giant. And we have to start by healing her. So if she gets slapped again, she's not in danger. Our dodges should be pretty high, so... What's her dodge in particular? Actually, it's fallen off. No problem, though. Let's go ahead and just work on killing this guy. We should be just about done. A 2 hit point heal when that's a big empty bar is not good. We have stunned him. And we got the bleed off before it was his turn, so that increases the amount of damage he'll take before he can act again. I still think it's going to be a whole nother turn before we can kill him, though. So let's try and dodge his next attack. Oh, with these low rolls. There's Confusion Spores. Not a bad shuffle. Alright, with that crit, he's done next turn. No, he's not quite, actually. He's probably done right now. Oh, wow. Okay. Fine, fine, fine. This is where we get the big heal. Big enough. Everyone can do what they can do to restore their own health or do buffs, etc. This giant will bleed to death.
Monstrous size has no intrinsic merit.
And we are now stacked on paintings. Alright. I wasn't going to touch that thing. Our torch is way down, thanks to letting that enchantress live for so long. So, our last fight may be in pitch darkness, if there's a fight in this room. There's not always a fight in the quest rooms. But there not always isn't. Yep. Hey, we got it. We're done. Everybody lived. Let's return to the hamlet. Oh, that was slightly anticlimactic, I realize. But I am happier with it. We did get bonus damage cultist cauldron. That's a pretty good trinket. Everyone went up to 4 except for Bonvalet. We got a virus of some sort, a negative trait, and several positive traits. I'd say we came out of there all right. This gave us the Caregivers Convention.
Perfect for the study of suffering.
I mean, good time for it. We've got this disease that needs to be treated. We'll probably start with the ague. And then maybe treat somebody who isn't obsessed with food. Yeah, that's free, so that's a good time to get rid of that. Then we want to do some stress relieving. Jericho would like to be whipped. Erin soon is getting her diseases treated. Bonvalet will get some stress relief. And I think that's good for now. What did we wind up with in here? We've unlocked another boss fight, which is the Brigand 12 Pounder. Okay, well, once we get our level 4 team kind of ready, if we can form a good team, we should go in there. Our problem is that our current setup actually is terrible. We've got a healer, we've got a tank, Hellion, which isn't really a tank, but in some ways can, absorb a lot of damage. And we don't really have good damage, because your J Prime's good, but we can't take him if we take... Well, maybe we could go Jericho, J Prime, and Shiro. He won't go in. Yeah, these guys, these champions won't go into these medium missions. You'll have to think about that. We'll probably have to do another mission here. Maybe we'll go into the Warrens, trigger that, and we'll look at how we can fight these bosses. So, thank you for tuning in. We are getting very close to the release of Crimson Court. Of course, we are also getting very close to the release of Stormblood, which is where I will be spending my entire weekend. So if you are interested in Final Fantasy, make sure to stay tuned to the channel. We'll have a lot of guides and discussions on what comes out with Stormblood going up over the weekend. I have not decided whether or not I will stream. It will largely depend on if my friends that I am playing with are okay with that. I don't want to force them into being live on mic if they would prefer not to be. So that's going to be an audible call on Friday itself. But stay tuned to the YouTube channel for sure to be notified when new videos are posted. We'll have a daily video for Darkest Dungeon, and starting next week it'll be a brand new Hamlet in the Crimson Court and experiencing all the new things the game throws at us. And we'll probably continue to do Darkest Dungeon up until the end of August at the very least. Depends on how long it takes to get through this. But at the end of August, XCOM is releasing an expansion for XCOM 2, and that will likely take the place of Darkest Dungeon on the daily Let's Play spot. But it will also depend on, maybe this takes off, right? Like, if 1,000 people start watching Darkest Dungeon Let's Plays, we'll probably keep doing it. So, tell your friends, 1,000 of them. It would really help, because, I really mean, to get over 1,000 views, one of you needs to tell 1,000 people. I think there's 3 people who watch this. And one of them tweets me every day telling me, not tweet, sorry, messaging me, good friend, messages me on my phone every day and tells me to stop doing this series. So, I could use some more fans, that's what I'm saying. Especially if I'd like to be able to eat lunch. This took a turn. I didn't expect it to take this dark of a turn. I'm not actually being serious. I want you all to have a good time. We're not in a dark place. We're in a happy place. This game is awesome, and I love playing it. So you guys, have a good day. Come back tomorrow, watch tomorrow's episode, and stop by over the weekend to see what's going on with Final Fantasy. Have a great day.